This one we have either two secants, in this first example, intersecting outside the circle, or the second example, a secant and a tangent intersecting outside the circle. Even though they look slightly different, their formula is still the same. We do outside times the whole equals outside times the whole. So if we look at the first one, we have these two pieces which are outside, and then we have this entire thing which is the whole. So we're going to have to add the outside plus the inside. Same thing for the bottom one. And then in this other example, this part is the outside and the whole, so we'll just multiply it by itself. So we're going to look at a couple examples. In example 1, we're going to look at the first secant. So our outside piece is 3, and our entire piece is 3 plus 5, which is 8. So outside is 3, the whole line is 8. And then we're going to set it equal to the other secant. Outside this one is 4, and the entire thing is 4 plus x, which we're going to put in parentheses. So 3 times 8 is 24. And we're going to set this equal to, we're going to have to distribute the 4. So 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times x is 4x. Draw a line down the equal sign. We start with addition and subtraction to the x first, which is 16. So we're going to subtract 16 on both sides. And 24 minus 16 is 8 equals 4x. And to get rid of this 4, we're going to divide by 4 on both sides. And 2 equals x. In this next problem, we're going to look at the bottom secant first. Outside is 9, and 9 plus 7 is 16. We're going to set this equal to our tangent line, which is x. So the outside of this is x, and the whole line is also x. And x times x is x squared. And then we'll multiply 9 times 16, which gives us 144. Draw a line down the equal sign. And to get rid of this exponent, the inverse of squaring something is to square root it. And the square root of 144 is 12. So x equals 12. We're going to look at 4 more examples. The next two, they give us information that we're going to have to put into the image. So we're going to take all this information they give us, such as AB equals 6, and we're going to label that segment. And BD equals 6. AC is 5. And CE is x. On number 4, AC is x plus 1. AB is 4. And BD is 5. So in example 3, we'll look at the top secant. We have the outside is 6 times the whole thing is 6 plus 6, which is 12. Set this equal to the bottom one, 5 is on the outside, and then 5 plus x is the whole one. So we'll distribute the 5. 5 times 5 is 25. Distribute the 5 to the x. 5 times x is 5x. And then we have our 6 times 12, which is 72. Draw a line. And we are going to subtract 25 on both sides. So we're left with 5x on the right. And 72 minus 25 is 47. And then we'll divide by 5. And 47 divided by 5 is 9.4. Which is our x value. Move on to number 4. We have outside the secant is 4. The whole thing is 4 plus 5, which is 9. We're going to set this equal to our tangent, So x plus 1 times x plus 1. We're going to distribute this x to both terms behind it. So x times x is x squared. X times 1 is x. We'll distribute this one to the ones behind it. So 1 times x is x. And 1 times 1 is 1. And this equals 4 times 9, which is 36. And then we simplify. So 36 equals x squared. X plus x is 2x plus 1. And in this problem, we have a quadratic function. So you will not have to do this one on the test, but we're going to go through it just so you see it in case it comes up on the milestone. We are going to try to get everything on one side. So we're going to subtract the 36 to the other side. And we get 0 equals x squared plus 2x. And the 36 only goes with the 1, which gives us a negative 35. And then we say, what are the factors of 35 that subtract to give us 2? And we get 7 and 5. And in order to get a positive 2, the 7 needs to be positive. So we have x plus 7, x minus 5. And since we're talking about a length, it's got to be positive. So we're going to solve for x on both of these. So we'll set them equal to 0. To get x by itself here, we'll subtract 7. X equals negative 7. Since this value is negative, this cannot be the answer. Then we'll add 5. And x equals 5. Since this is positive, this is our value. Again, if you don't remember how to factor, it's not that big of a deal. You'll have to do it again for Algebra 2, but you won't see this for, you won't see this for the milestone. Then we have 2 more examples. These are just more solving. Our top secant outside is 4 times the whole line is 4 plus 2, which is 6. 4 times 6 is 24. And then we'll look at the bottom one. We have 3 times the entire line is 3 plus 2x plus 5. When we add like terms, we have 3 plus 5, which gives us 8. So it's 2x plus 8. Distribute the 3. 3 times 2x is 6x. And 3 times 8 is 24. We are going to subtract 24 on both sides. And we get 0. And then in order to do this, we are going to divide by 6 on both sides. And 0 divided by anything is just 0. If you want to check your work, you can sub these values in. 2 times 0 makes this whole thing 0. So we have 4 times the whole line, which is 6. 4 times 6 is 24. And then we have 3 times 3 plus 8, 3 plus 5, which is 8. 3 times 8 is also 24. So these end up being equal. So you can always check your work on these types of problems. Lastly, we're going to look at number 6. Outside we have 4. The whole thing is 4 plus x minus 8. And 4 and negative 8 give us a negative 4. So this is 4 times x minus 4. And we are going to set this equal to the bottom one. Outside we have 3 times 3 plus x minus 5. The 3 and negative 5 give us negative 2. So it's x minus 2. Distribute the 3. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. And this equals 4 times x, which is 4x. 4 times negative 4 is negative 16. And now we're going to try to combine like terms. So I'm going to draw the line down the equal sign. We want to get x's on one side and constants on the other. I'm going to subtract 3x on both sides to get it over here with the 4x. And 4 minus 3 is 1. Then I'm going to rewrite this simplified, and we're going to add 16 to the other side. And a negative and a positive means we're going to subtract the values. 16 minus 6 is 10. And since the 16 is bigger and is positive, our answer will be positive. The last